And we're back with Harrowings Live with Hal Gill, your host. And take a look at what's in the little free library here. Finding My Humanity. That's an idea. Everyone should find their humanity. Thinking about where we're going to go. Sure. At this point, I think it might pop across Florida Avenue. Here at the intersection with S Street. Almost lost my hat. Feel the breeze. There we go. I think I've got it now. You never know what you might see in the passing show. Halloween, so combine see various uniforms. That's the perfect. It's the perfect. And it's hard to tell sometimes whether it's a costume or whether it's just fashion. And to the right. So it's good to have Vedic Soul here. Hey, and Harriet.
I like
Nice
that.
to see you too.
I don't
In a little while.
go back.
Wait for these folks. They're kind of loud. And onward. Folks having their lunch at Bistro de Coin.
I knew one that carpet. Give me at the door. Yeah, you do not mind.
Boyfriend, not boyfriend.
We've always I mean, there's something else to keep it on, but I'll have it. I don't really care. There's also a cafe like down there. Breaking numbers are low. There's like a cafe. There was a cafe that about. It's very stupid.
And the passing show takes in this little place. Brand new eyeglasses, funky and funky. P.S. I love you. Oh, that's nice. Awesome stuff. P.S. I love you. That's got to be products of Evan Goldberg, the optician. His dad's there too. So I'm taking in the passing show. I'm heading downtown. I don't know how long I'm going to film. You just see a wide variety of different human beings. And I think about all the minds and the confluence thereof.
Yeah.
Folks from all over the world come by. Washington, D.C. The flow of power emanates. Even as the government has been shut down now for 31 days. I leave it to you to think about that. Such human kindness. As usual. Nice howl from that dog.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful Halloween evening, afternoon. Check out the leaves at the wind. Oh, I fell over. And one thing, it's another. It's Friday. I missed the morning show on KSKQ. I tend to try to tune into that when I can, but Lynn was out for a mess. What do they call that? Dagnabbit. One of those x-rays they do of her breast to make sure she doesn't have cancer. Why does the mammogram? She was in for a mammogram. Why did the word escape me suddenly? It's always a worry. when a word escapes me. Vocabulary. I should probably study my German a little more. I used to do a lot of reading in German and other things. My attention span is not what it needs to be to do deep study these days, it seems. But I am working on a couple of certifications. One has really caught my interest. Actually, they both caught my interest. Or all caught my interest. I've got like 3 in the hopper being worked, and I bought another set of hands-on exercises. And do a lot of self-education, I think, over the next few. I have like 70 books, Sorbas thing. Eating out in the wind and weather. I think it's better to be inside today, actually, because the wind. But otherwise, if it wasn't so windy, you could be inside. On 20th Street at the moment. I think I'm going to cut over towards Connecticut again, somewhere downstream. I mean to take in the Marriott, and the reason being that I'm thinking about attending an event down yonder. Nice piece of film equipment. On the sidewalk. Whoops, sorry. He's asleep at the wheel anyway. It appears. Jumped across the light. Wasn't with me. A little lull in the winds now. We're coming by the Hungarian American Institution. I've forgotten what it's called. I always read it and then I forget it. You can see the American Hungarian flags flying together there. It's a monument to Kossuth, who was one of the champions of liberty, honored on the postage stamps of the United States during the 50s. In commemoration of the historic role of Kossuth House, it's a former headquarters of the Hungarian Reform Federation of America, established in 1896. Longtime Center for Hungarian Americans and for anti-communist activism, an unofficial embassy of Free Hungary in our nation's capital until 1989. December 6, 2019. Celebration of the 30th anniversary of the restoration of democracy in Hungary and the renewed role of Kossuth House in the service of Hungarian American diaspora. And my friend Harriet might be part of that. Kossuth, yes, exactly. So, am I pronouncing it correctly? I don't know. This is in memory of all the Hungarians who sacrificed their lives for freedom. There it is in Magyar as well. Mindazon Magyar. I can't pronounce it. I'm sure you can, Harriet. Hungarian Reform Federation of America. 1703, 1848, and 1956. There's Theodore Roosevelt. Memorialized. My wife works for the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership, actually, still. 1858 to 1919. Only he can become a good citizen who remains true to the heritage of his native land, says Theodore. Plot is dedicated in gratitude to his memory. He was a signer of the Charter of Hungarian Reformed Federation of America, passed by Congress in 1907, it looks like, March 8th, or March 2nd, I think, 1907. There's a monument faithful unto death, Hoffager's sword, and his letter to Benjamin Franklin on January 13th, 1777, Mikhail Kovács de Fabrici, from 1724 to 1779 in Charleston, South Carolina. So he must have lost his life and as a colonel commandant during the American Revolutionary War. And there's the monument to Lajos Kossuth, the governor of Hungary, during the fight for Hungarian independence, 1848 to 1849. All for the people, all by the people, nothing about the people without the people. That is democracy. It was spoken to the Ohio State Legislature on February 6, 1852, by Lajos for Louis Kossoff, champion of liberty, fraternity, and equality. 1802 to 1894. And onward. That's a nice piece of history here in the neighborhood. I love living here. It's a Blaine mansion. Oh, yes, Blaine mansion. Bit much to upkeep for Blaine, and it's a historical marker here about it. It's now the home of Pizza Paradiso, if I'm not mistaken, on one side, and whatever that's called, La Ping. Ping. There, politician James G. Blaine, 1830 to 1893, and three-time presidential hopeful, represented Maine in the House and Senate, built this house in 1881 to 1882, and lived there only briefly. It's too large and expensive to maintain. Blaine leased it to Levi Leiter, a founder of Chicago's Marshall Fields department store, and later sold it to inventor George Westinghouse. On it goes. It's commercial and real estate, and commercial and residential, or official something anyway. It is what it is. There's the pen to the end. Daily bread in French. Have cookies. Croissants. What's the cookies? Chocolate chip, gingerbread pecan, big shots. Great. Should get that. Now, though, trying to walk off some of my weight, which I got enough. That's loud. Hurt my ears. So I think we'll continue down this way and get the opportunity. More beeping. Bus stop. Gallery place. Can barely make their way through, it looks like. 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking over at second story books. I must stay out of second story books. I've got enough books. Should read some books. Maybe I'll start doing audiobooks on Substack just for fun. I've been told I have a pretty good voice for it, so why not? I'm listenable, they say. You're welcome for that. 1848 to 49 was the War of Independence. 1848 was a time of revolutions across Europe. I was thinking about Danton's Toad recently, and Georg Büchner. Georg Büchner was good friends with Carl Menninger, who ended up at William and Mary in Virginia and was then in Richmond as a pastor to Jefferson Davis. And he was responsible for the first Christmas tree in Williamsburg, which we commemorate every Christmas. So anyway, a little bit of history. There's a good article about that, available through Colonial Williamsburg Foundation's Colonial Williamsburg Journal, now out of publication. But my father was consulting editor for that for many years and contributed many articles there too about the history. It's a great thing to be out in the wind and the weather by the Admiral. This is a bar. Happy hours 4 to 6 p.m. It's not there yet. Coming by the Brewmaster's Castle, whatever they call it, Brewmaster's Mansion. I think they did call it that. Anyway, it's a pretty ornate place. It's not far from the Sonny Bono Memorial Park. It's a little triangle park dedicated to Sonny Bono's memory. Heading on down. I'm on New Hampshire. I'm on 20th. I'm confused. This is O Street. Diagonal. The mansion at O Street just down the way. Very ornate place. Yeah. It's Aikens. Well, I've taken them, sending them on different trajectories than they would be otherwise. All right. This is the little. It is. So this fella put a bronze plaque in place in memory of Son of Bono, 1935 to 1998. Statesman, entertainer, entrepreneur. And he was a friend of the fella who established this. It's maintained by the Historic House Museum across the street. The Historic House Museum maintains it. Oh, there we go. I'm going to continue down this way. Tracking an acorn I picked. And should bend on down 20th. I think perhaps I'd be going by a Center for Egyptian Culture. Walking through. I have to wait. Oh, wait. I don't know. I want to. Wait. Posted 3 times. It looks like it's going to change. Huh? Yeah. Get to go. Got to go. So here it's 20th in New Hampshire. Down there is Washington Circle. Washington University Hospital, among other things, and the university itself. Go down 19th and 21st. I went into the Eastern Auditorium, where I first saw King Crimson perform live. That was a real treat up that. In the street, the Listener Auditorium was also where the better part of Waiting for Columbus was recorded by Little Feat, which we listened to quite a bit on frequent repeat when I was growing up. Loved Little Feat. Loved it when they came back, too, after Little George had died. Heroin and cocaine overdose, apparently. Though I'm not sure they called it that at the time. Rolling on. The Diplomat, the Netflix series. Why they're advertising that there? What they are. So if you are along for the ride, hi, Paul K. Good to see you again, Sarah. Good to see you. Team Futurism. Need to look you up. Double Harriet. Okay. Steve. Zino's Island. Hey, living bigger lives here. Dana Spatze, Catherine Wallenstein, Vedic Stoll. Okay, great. Well, I certainly have a good turnout. I doubt if everybody's going to stay the whole time because when I'm walking and talking, I'm just rambling about who, what, when, and where. Primary documentation for historians of the future, and reminding all listeners that every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we're co-creating. Eating a good bit of salad for my lunch and thought I'd come out and walk because I'm thinking of going on November 17th through 20th to a conference that will be going on at the JW Marriott in Washington, D.C. And I need to know where that is, actually. So I'll probably go off camera for a bit, which might be helpful because, man, it's jarring watching this, right? It'll just be audio only for a bit as I find out exactly where I'm going. You see the flag across the way. I believe that's Bolivia, maybe? Oh, I can't remember. A lot of stars on it, blue and white. I know it's some Latin American country. Honduras. It's Honduras. So, let's walk. Hey, Bigger Lie. Good stuff you've been posting lately on the shutdown. Folks, if you are not following the Bigger Lie, you ought to so you can get some perspective from his perspective on what's going on with the shutdown here in D.C. We're 31 days into it. And as you can see, folks are still just going about their lives. And I have a big sigh when it comes to the dysfunction of our government. The people have the power, but they sure don't exercise it. Or if they do exercise it, it's ineffectual. You know, the number of people who actually vote, statistics on that would probably be worth visiting because we're not exercising our civic duties when we don't vote. We don't also do what we can to influence the quality of our elected officials and their focus. One of the big problems we have is Citizens United, which has given corporate money power to outweigh the will of the people as a whole. The majority of folks, I think, would like to have universal health care, for instance, and we don't. In fact, we have a very heavily for-profit kind of thing that leaves off a lot of people unprotected. Now, you can say what you want about Obamacare as a possible fix for that, but think about the premiums that will go up with the subsidies that apparently will not be a part of any spending bill if the Republicans who are in power have anything to say about it. But who's going to cave first? What's going to have to happen for things to cave? You've seen what happened to USAID. You know what that means for people around the world and what it means also for the ability of us to project influence in the world. Through our NGOs, don't know what to tell you entirely. There are lots of different opinions about these things, and there are facts. And there is corruption. There's no doubt about that. The way in which things flow is to some degree within each of our pocketbooks to say thus far and no further, but we have to think about inconveniencing ourselves to affect that change. We're being inconvenienced by our own government these days. Think about the SNAP benefits that are not going to arrive this weekend, next week, in the accounts of a number of people, and they'll just increase from there. So, yeah, something to consider. Look at the retail space for lease as well. There are impacts to our economy that are cascading. MillerWalker.com losing money longer that remains unleased. But maybe they can afford to lose it. I don't know. Ella, apartments, condos. I don't know if this guy meant to stop for me or what. He's a delivery driver. Panera to go. Sir Speedy. Walk on. Okay, what else do I want to say? How, yeah, okay, what else we got? Let's keep on watching. Never know what you might see. There's Alexander Court across the way. Aiken. Sort of business there. This place is closed up. Whatever it was. I think it might have been a Starbucks. I'm pretty sure it was. They've been closing those. Place across the street is hiring. Moxie's. They're opening on fall 2025. Except they'll be serving alcohol. Development on the Golden Triangle. EllaApartments.com. It's just been built. Across the way, PNC Bank. Zayek Express. Parking. The charging stations. That Fort Myer Construction. USDOT 330810 in that Peterbilt. Inside flat bag there. Farming wines and liquors. They do have the wines and liquors, let me tell you. There is no safe amount of human consumption of alcohol, according to the World Health Organization. In retail space for at least half a newborn. Oh, tell me more open. These books, CDs, DVDs, vinyl. Let's take a look. Ooh. Oh. Will Self. I got in touch with him not long ago. Forget the details. I have to look him up again. Look at this. DVDs. World's War. Shrek. Folk Americana. Alternative metal and rock. I seem to recognize that black star from Rutland. Box set 2. What's in it? Interesting. So I totally missed. Quite a hodgepodge. Prices. Historic broadcasts of the Metropolitan Opera. Bridget Jones' Baby. I don't even know about that one. You have to reason. Some of those I heard about. Some of those I haven't. That's yours. This one. Season 5. Impressive prices. Gas market. DVDs are 3, 4 for 10. Vinyl's 5. Where's the vinyl? What's this? Great courses. Well, then shake a stick at chat. Huh. I'll have to bring money next time. Somebody to go. Oregon. Best TV show 2013. I think it's Danish. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe Swedish. German. Ah. Wow. Impressive. Impressive. Never know what you might see. Carpe Librum, used bookstore benefiting Turning the Page. I'll find out more about that. Coming down by Oxen, Winston and Strawn LLP. Across from Potbelly's Sandwich Works on 19th Street. Mikey Mills. Wawa. Going to continue in this direction on L Street for a bit. Ah, Halloween.
Diabolical.
Diabolical. Let's keep on moving. Stand and wait. Coming up on the Quincy Hotel. Looking at parking garages along L. Lots of opportunity here. Coming soon. Omokese. They've applied for serving alcoholic beverages as well. Tell you, this is one of the most sauced cities you could ever be in. Home base for me for the past 15 years, plus off and on for the past 20 odd. Let's see. Moved into the city proper in 2004.
Yeah, I'm going to, my sister's studying law.
And onward. Podville Media. I love the diversity of DC. There's the Bender building. So I know that I am now. I want to go down to the Marriott. I think 14th Street is my destination. Let's check out my power. 73%. That's plenty. You get around. Main aim here is just to get some steps in. Take in the passing show. Who, what, when, and where. Raw journalism as it happens. The continual flow of events. It's unfolding. I think 18th Street. And it looks like, I think I'm going to cross over, get in the shade. Let's go this way. Slip around. Another PNC bank. So many banks. Chocolate Mousse across the way. Washington Square. So I ran right up on optometrists. There's Starbucks. Still maybe open? No. All the windows covered. On this side, Washington Square. Keep Painter, Blue Spring. Yeah, that Starbucks is still open. GNC, live lit V2. Get revved up on raw. Morton's Steakhouse. Concourse. Washington Square Hair Salon. Capital Waxing. Concourse shops are on the lower level here. Morton's upstairs there, I can see it. People seem to be in good mood, in spite of the shutdown. That's my impression. I could be wrong. This way. Art Harmonies Violin Le Mans Studio. Sephora? Baker Ostler, Mamat. And there, Men's Warehouse. Surveillance camera above Men's Warehouse. Hey, where I am. Keep on walking. Another Starbucks. I have fallen in love with one of their offerings there, the oat milk latte. It's a pecan crunch, I think it's called. Pecan crunch oat milk latte, if you prefer. However, so to it. German Street, London. I doubt very much if anything there is made in London, but I could be wrong. Some artworks. Another artwork called Maestro and Art Ave. Art Avenue. ArtAveDC.com. Le Mans Studio, steel aluminum, polycarbonate. Turn the crank for 20 seconds to discover music and light effects. What crank? What crank? What is that? I didn't see any activity. Oh well. Only once. I don't think I did for 20 seconds really, so gave me a little exercise and yeah. I'll make it. Maybe just. Oops. Just. And I'm gonna go this way. Keep on. Now go across Farragut Square. Head down towards the White House. I'm looking for the JW Marriott. I think I know where it is. I'm really considering whether or not I want to spend the money on a full bore immersion and what's going to be offered in mid-November. I think it's a good idea if I do. It's an investment. Made some investments. Probably ought to talk to somebody about it. National Guard troops making their way. Understand a lot of them are from West Phagod, Virginia. Here we have SEIU. Filling out some papers. Guard continuing their patrol. And here we are in Farragut. square diagonalizing across. I often walk this route when I'm coming back from a show at the Hamilton Live, which I like to do from time to time. We're going to be coming down very close to the White House.
Yeah.
And going to make it. It's the Army Navy Club across the way. My wife used to work for former Judge Advocate General of the Navy, Nan Renzi. Could look her up in Wikipedia. Man, it's good people. Enjoyed. John Lynn worked for her at Jefferson Consulting, and she was chief operating officer. Nan was. Lynn was the director of human resources. Ooh. SLC. Lynn now directs human resources at Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership. As alluded to earlier, when I was passing the Kushlet House, maybe if I pronounce it right, and onward. Stepping off, watching the bus passing by, pretty much empty. Passengers. I don't know if it's in service or not. I think it is. Go this way. I'm going to hook 16th Street, put in a few extra steps. Baking soon will be Rosetta, an Italian bakery. I'm excited to be opening soon. I hope that they make it. You never know. Never know. Never know who you might see on the passing show. And on it goes. Everyone is an equal node on the non-hierarchical network. That it comprises our noosphere, as it were. I wrote about that in an article called Node on the Network not too long ago. I might write again, lace together my various postings. This is the Black Fin Saloon, the after party from the Washington Tattoos performance at Listener Auditorium. Was it last May? I think it was. March 13th stands out in my memory. I think it was Vietnam War Veterans Day. And had a speaker from the Army, a 3-star general, again, Mark Riley, the sergeant major of the old guard in the past, and Billy White was the producer, also sergeant major of the old guard. These guys really have carried on the fife and drum tradition in major ways on a global scale. And it's my pleasure to amplify their signal through the noise. Anyway, they had their after party at the Blackfin. Saw a clip of Anna Smart of the Rolling Drones playing on a table. She's a bagpiper with that outfit, the Rolling Drones. Well, they give them their drone. There's the Laborers International Union in North America, an AFL-CIO. It's better in a union, Leona. Yield up power. And I hope we do. So here we go. We are going to go around. I suppose we can get to the East Wing because people have been asking. And the passing show likes to bring you what the viewers want. Got large American flag flying boldly there. St. John's Episcopal Church, where if you remember during the first administration, protesters at the Black Lives Matter Plaza, which is now being covered over, was there from 2020 through 2025, early 2025. It was covered over. Anyhow, you may remember first Trump administration, sometime in 2020, 2021, they cleared out the protesters from this little stretch of 8th Street and Lafayette Park to cross and have Trump do a photo op with a Bible in hand. Our military folks escorting him. They later said they regretted doing. It's like they don't know how to react. They don't know what the boundaries are. Here we've got something going on. Some monument being put in place or some repairs being made. See the cross here. Looks like you get pretty close.
Yeah.
Making me wait, leading me on. They cleared out a lot of the peace protesters who were in place. Sometimes there's police moving out. Magnets. Smells nice out here. So there's the White House. Looks like they set up pretty good barriers around, so it's obscured the construction that's happening. Andrew Jackson riding high in the middle of the square. Folks setting up there to film. Segs in the city rolling out. And then jet coming up out of National Airport. On it goes. On it goes. Another film crew setting up there.
Like different plantings.
Have the backdrop of the White House. There's some people, person nearby. Flags are flying. Blue flags with a crescent and star. Must be something Islamic going on. Trump supports Rick for Dictator.com. That must be Rick under that sign there. I think I've seen Rick before, if I'm not mistaken. He seems to be taking a siesta. Restore East Turkestan. Independence. Stop China's ongoing Uyghur genocide. All right. That's what that's about. U.S. government service. Can't walk through that way, okay? Barriers all up. Blocking the view. I get up pretty close. I don't think I've been up this close to the White House in a long time. Pretty, isn't it? All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, peaceful out here. Not a lot of protests. Just this one fella here. Ash Day of Morning, 1949, 01, 12, 12. Occupied country. So, keep that in mind. Oh, look at this. Presidential seals all the way around, too. Rick for Dictator. Rick.com. Look it up. Rick number 4 dictator.com. I have all advertising for him. I actually a Vermin Supreme supporter. Ooh, looks like I can't get very close toll. Really block things off. Mobile Mini, got some surveillance cameras. Do not enter signs. Authorized personnel only. There's a squirrel protesting. Where are you? There you are. Yeah. Sitting in the tree, calling out. Our monument to Lafayette himself at Lafayette Square, pretty well inaccessible due to the barriers that they've set up here. No trespassing. Authorized personnel only. Every time I come, it's slightly different configuration. Oh man, goes all the way around. To get out, I'm going to have to go over here. I'm not going to be able to get out that way. Oh, I like black walnuts a lot. A big black walnut tree. Get one. Which one do I want? Which one of the many? Yeah, this one looks pretty good. Yeah. Loaded down.
Happy that. That's what something
Nice. I got delicious too.
You know what? They really did your basically visit.
So there you go, folks. The situation here in Washington, D.C. Can't get through the way I wanted to go. So I guess I'll retrace my steps. Young lady here is getting ready to be filmed. Find a black woman over there. Can't imagine they're actually.
Probably that's their whole business.
Keep on moving. Anyway, I hope everything's going well. Hope Mom's all right. Thinking about her lately. I assume she's doing okay. She doesn't call me very often, so I don't guess she needs much. We're going to go see her on the 21st. It's going to be costly. Got a hotel for the night. They're coming back on Saturday, 22nd, after taking her to lunch. Here's what it is. Disturbance and divorce, my friends. Swing around here. A monument to the Polish patriot Kachowsko. I don't know how to pronounce it. I gotta look that up. Saratoga. And over here, Veterans Affairs. He bought it. We didn't dollars. It's like we're at 54%. I continue to film or record. Passing shot. Latest episode is what it is.
Because then
This building, one of the older places, is the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. Restricted access. Getting a little bit of biography, of course, of various folks as well. Evidence of their existence, passing my lens. They are courted and travailed, if you will. I don't know. I just nothing seemed to me. It seems to me this is a kind of service, kind of work that I do, preserving and recording who, what, when, and where. Got a whole lot of commentary sometimes, and sometimes with quite a bit. This is the site of Wormley's Hotel. Yeah, but I think I'll wait over here and dodge this crowd. We got a little time with the securities building across the way. Home of the Cheesecake Factory at the moment. On down. This is New America. There's a museum down here about the American dream. There's a pigeon. Pigeons have adapted pretty well to life in the city. Come on up to 14th Street. I think that's my Dodge. I want to go down that way because I think that area I'm looking for. It's down there. Cooks in the Cheesecake Factory. There's this menu. More people. People. More people. And on with it. Keep swinging my scan around. Looking for who, what, when, and where. This is the Woodward building. Passing. Most buildings are of modest height here, largely because there's a cap on how tall buildings can be so they don't obstruct views. Particularly the Washington Monument and the National Cathedral, which is also one of our taller points. Both were damaged in the earthquake that was centered in Mineral, Virginia, back in 2011, if memory serves. I was working at the Air Force at the time. We heard the report that there was a earthquake. Another Starbucks. They're closing some up, but not all of them. Not yet. looking down towards the National Press Club building. I was down there having lunch with a friend not long back, 2 days ago. Huh. Snacks being loaded up there. Got to be really careful not to trip off these steps, because that would hurt. I have fallen enough times to know it's no fun. Stuff I reserve for business. Stationing the most rewarding cards. I don't know, man. Somebody's moved or looks another. It's just not very bright. Just another view down towards the park near the White House. We're at Panera. Potbelly, rather. Potbelly it is. Keep walking. I'm standing might. Just found out I have an 850 rating on the credit score. She told me that. I was very happy to see that. Doesn't get any better than that. So it goes. Need to check my chase and make sure everything's fine there. That's when I have to really monitor. I should probably set it up for auto pay, because you never know. One of the things paid through that is my account with Imogen Heap, an artist I support. Ripple effects, my friends. It's all about the ripple effects. It's windy.
I'm chatting on.
It's loud. Something's loud here. I don't see the source of the sound. Oh, dust, though. Dust.
Down.
Yeah, going past the Citibank, Metropolitan Square. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. And knock down my mortgage a little more. Trying to pay down as much as I can. Reduce the interest. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So let's figure that out. Let's go take a look at the conference facilities. J.W. Marriott. Okay. This is the National Press Building and shops. My wife had got retail for lease there, by the way. Again, a little Walker. Marshall shut down there. That's right. Didn't have to stop and look. There's the Hamilton. Hamilton Live is one of my favorite venues. Live music. I don't know that they have anything coming down when I see anytime soon. Won't be too much longer until I catch Norma Calkin doing his 85th birthday run over at the Warner Theater. That's actually tomorrow night. So I'm going to be doing the same walk tomorrow night to get Norma. But just a little bit. She had a lovely statement by George Bernard Shaw in her signature line in her email. That was fun. But press liquors. This always amuses me. Again, remember that the safe amount of alcohol for human consumption is none at all. So there's various types of poison you could engage in. Ooh, a Caribbean cask matured Scotch. Oh, that's nice, huh? Crazy. Crazy craftsmanship people put into their poisons. But still, Joe, you see the top of the Washington Monument over there, building across the way. World War One Memorial is here. Freedom Plaza. This is the J.W. Marriott. So I'm going to go loud. Let's see. Look, look at that. Has some pumpkin carving contests going on. Let's check that out. Those are pretty cool. Really like that one. Love that. This is photo worthy. I think I'm going to take big photographs. I'm just going to pull this up here. You guys can look at my pretty portrait of Philip K. Dick. I'm going to just show these guys. Halloween after all. Because this makes. This is great. This is a pirate ship. It's smelling like that fellow has a hammer in his head. There's a skull emerging from the pumpkin. Good doing it. This one is just the best. That's not bad either. Okay. Goofy. All right. So let's see. AACN Academic Nursing Leadership Conference is here. Let's take a look down here. Hey, escalators. Oh, man. Nice. Oh, I forgot. I'm not letting you guys see it. So now you can see it again. Interior of the Marriott. I didn't realize this was so pretty. Nice little store. I'm looking forward to conference facilities generally. Pecan, crunch milk latte. Oh, there's got a Starbucks in here. That's nice. I love those. It's called a market. Surely Starbucks. Oh, it's got goodies of all sorts. It's going to be very comfortable. I think I'm going to like it. Medicines. Yep, yep, yep. Dive in. Oh, deeper. A little bit deeper. Shine. And you shine. I'll speak out. Well, they do have escalators. That's nice to know. Lounge. and continue exploring the Marriott. And I think I'm sold on the idea of coming to the Enterprise AI conference that's to be held here as part of KM World. We've got some good speakers, I see. Been doing a little research on them. Look at this. Yeah. One never knows what you might see or he might see. The passing show, Avenue Grill. It's good to see. A restaurant. Expect it's good. Ooh, cool. It's just goes down and down. Find that conference. Oh, there it is. American Association Colleges and Nursing. Right. Different conference rooms. Sleep around. Ladies, gentlemen. Whoever that is. Oh, maybe I need to go down. Swing. Boom.
-1, car D.
Going down? Going up. I need to go down. Let me see. I guess I need 3, -3.
-3. Boulder.
All right. Car C. There it is. The voice of academic nursing. Well, maybe I should just go down that one instead. Well, here it is. Door closed. So if you're still with us, the passing show goes on. Hannah's Ford, good to see you. I don't know if there's the conference area. Checking that out. We're probably going to wrap passing show pretty soon. Just walk, try to conserve power. 39%, so that's not bad. Pretty quiet. All in all, they got water. So if I come to the conference in November, it'll probably be going on down here. We got coffee. Yeah.
Hello.
Cheese. Hi, how are you?
Yeah. You need some help?
No, I'm just browsing around. Y'all are going to be having an AI conference here in November. So I'm planning to check out the space.
All right. I see.
Thanks so much.
Why is I'm going this way?
Yeah, that's nice. I think I will buy it. Buy the ticket, take the. So that is the passing show for today. I'm taking you through to where I plan to hold forth and learn a lot in November. I'm going to wrap things up now. I hope all of you have enjoyed the passing show. It looks like we have had as many as 18 join. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween. Be the change you want to see in the world. And remember, every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we are co-creating.